and welcome to Poppy's Workshop and what's on Poppy's Workbench. What is today's date? Man, I forgot. It is the 13th of January, and I've pretty much taken the last couple weeks off. For the most part, I've been cleaning and rearranging and working on the vacuum system. Minor things, we had some storms and stuff like that with the potential of losing power. And of course, being that I forgot to do preventive maintenance on my 10K generator, I couldn't get it started. Thankfully, we didn't lose power. But, you know, hey, those things happen. So in actuality, I'm going to do just a little bit of stuff today, and then I'm going to be working on the generator. Most likely, I think it's fouled fuel. Because I didn't do the PM and the storage shed box next to my house that I keep it in, I think that I call that the hot side of the house, and it kind of cooked my fuel, I believe, even though I have stabilizer in it. So I'm going on the assumption that I gummed up the carburetor. So I've already drained the fuel out of the tank, 6 gallons of fuel, because dummy me, there was probably about 2 gallons left in it, and then I put 4 more in it. Yeah, as I was prepping. Dumb, I know. You can tell me that. But anyway, what I'm going to be working on, and you've already seen this actually. Oh man, I've got to get my Skizor. Let's see. Let me get my Skizor. Let me get some double sticky back tape. And yeah, we got to do something here. So what I have is a Sue Mey design, and I've shown this before, I believe, in my last live video, which is the Easter scene, resurrection, starting at where Simon was helping Jesus and going all the way up to the resurrection. So I started out thinking, okay, I'm gonna do this on mahogany. I mean, yeah, that's gonna be really great. And then I said, you know, man, this is a lot of work in here. Let me double my pleasure. So what I decided to do was stack. Let me get this one off here because that's not affixed. Okay, so I decided, hey, let's go add another wood, and that is, I think it's oak. No, yep, it's oak. And unfortunately, I'm going to show you an error. On the back, I was testing out a laser, and I was originally going to cut this out and decided not to, but anyway, when I grabbed this hunk of wood on the side, I didn't even see this. So it's like, oh crap. Yeah. So I've got 2 solutions for this. Either I'm going to, after I get this done, I'm going to sand this off. Or what I'm going to wind up doing is adding a very thin backer to this particular one, make it a different color so that everything stands out. And that's really where I'm leaning towards to do that. And that'll become mine. I know nobody would ever see that if I gave it to somebody else, but I just can't do that. But then as I thought about it and said, okay, I got wood for a backer. Well, why don't I do this? Here I've got an 1/8 inch. I am going to stack that so that I make a 3rd layer. So I'm going to get 3 out of this while we're at it. The way that I'm doing the double stack, well actually now triple stacking, worries me a little bit is the, there's a little bit of warpage here. So, yeah, I don't know how that's going to cut. We're going to see. But what I'm doing is I'm taking a thin cloth double sticky tape and just putting long lengths, get up here, long lengths in certain areas. And you can see right here, my tape tab, here and here. So that should be quite enough to make things work. Then from there, it will go to the drill press, and away we go. So let's do this. I think you can see me do my work. I do plan on a live feed tomorrow, Sunday, and that will be, let me get this cut here. I can't talk and cut at the same time. That will be at 9:30 Eastern Time, so you can watch then. I'm not sure if I'm going to have all the drilling done, so I'll most likely be continuing the drilling process. Yep, I'll be continuing the drilling process, and let me check to see how I want to do this side. You know, I could go all the way across. I can actually do this down at the bottom. Now, you'll see in previous videos me using CA glue. And dummy me, let me change that subject back. My first two pieces over there, I didn't leave a tab that I bend over the edge there. That just makes it easier to take apart. It gives me something to grab onto. No biggie in the grand scheme of things, but we'll see how that happens. I mean, worst case, I'll take something to heat this up a little bit to soften the tape adhesion, and we'll go from there. But I should have enough leverage, or I can get a plastic spatula underneath to do that. So let's see the side that I want to use, and we'll just cap that off. All right. So you'll notice that in other videos I use CA glue, and that was fine and dandy, but then I started thinking, holy cow, especially when you're talking about the more expensive woods like the mahogany and mahogany. You know, here's a whole piece here that if I had CA glued, you know, like that, I lose all of that. And that's unfortunate because I could make a, well, that's only ½ an inch, but yeah, I could make like a stirring spoon, a small love spoon, shallow. I can make some form of scoop for dry. So, you know, I would lose all this wood. So by doing the tape, hopefully, and most likely, I will not lose that, that wood. Okay, so I don't need my additional riser. I'm going to try something a little bit different here. I forgot what I think it was. I forgot what it was that I received in the mail. It might have been my router table. I don't remember, but it came with foam, and I was thinking, well, you know, let me do this. Let me use the foam as the backer. But you know, actually, I do need that. Wait a sec. I'm gonna have to make some adjustments here. Nope, that does go through. Let me double check. Ooh, that's not going to work. Yeah, all right, dummy me. I hope I made this long enough. This is the one thing when you have to use thin blades, yeah. Ah, man. Okay, wait a sec. Slight adjustments here. Ah, there we go. Okay, so one of the issues, of course, now is that is really, really flexible. Usually I try and, what do you want to call it, choke it up a little bit higher into there. And I'm going to have to go slow on this. But the good news is it goes not quite all the way through. Okay, best laid plans of mice and men. Let's put this back in. You know, hey, when you record and record in one shot like I do, you're going to see all my struggles. Oh, yeah, look at that. Watch what happens when I hit that and how much it flexes. So got to be real careful there. I have a feeling that I am going to eventually, sooner. Oh man, why is that? All right, it looks like my adhesion there is starting to go. Okay, so yeah, let me get this down here. So I've got the adjusters here that adjust the range of where it starts and everything. So I'm going to give myself a little bit more room. There we go. And then double check. I've got my top stops, and that'll go all the way through. So I want to make sure that my my back holes, particularly on that that 1/4 inch piece, come out clean. So I'm going to do a couple drill holes here, and then we'll cut this video because you don't need to watch me chatter along and drill. Kind of boring. But again, tomorrow, which would be, let me look at the calendar here, the 14th of January, I will be doing the live at 9:30, and I'm trying to get my feet underneath me as to how I'm going to do the live. I think what I'll do is it's just going to be live in the workshop. You'll see me working along, and then at different times I'll stop, see if people are in the chat, and you know, when there's general quiet or whatever, I can chatter along. Being that my air handling system is nice and quiet now, you know, I can still talk while I'm working now. I don't have to cut the sound out. Yeah, let me turn it on, and you'll hear, well, you probably shouldn't hear anything. I hear it whirring up, so let me be quiet for a moment. You might hear a little something, something, but that's it. You know, there's the drill press. Doesn't make a whole lot of noise. And we've got, yeah, I don't like the suction. So let me stop that for a sec. One of the things I made a change back is I put my my cyclone back on, but I'm finding that it cuts my suction by at least 50%, and I'm not liking that. So I'm going to experiment a little bit. I may just switch the hose back and go directly to the dust handling system. Let me make sure that everything is puffing out the way it should. It is not. You might hear the motor a little bit here. There we go. Because I want to be as dust free as possible when I do this. So let me do a couple holes, see if I break. Actually, let me think about where I want to start this. I try and place my holes close to where I want to do my work, my entry and exits. Yeah, I see that that did not go all the way through. Let's see. There it is. Okay. So now I know how far I have to go through. And I try and put my holes near where I want to start my blade. And I'll be using a somewhat thin blade here. So usually I try and start in a little corner here. So I'll go here, maybe go back in so that I can do my turn and then do my cut in one shot. Looking at this piece again, it has a lot of tiny holes. I'm sorry, tiny lines that require tiny holes. So that's what I'm going to have to figure out as I do this. Because we're talking lots of thin line work here for these inside cuts. So let's see how that looks. Did a few here. So you can see, let me get a little bit closer under this light. I don't know if that makes it worse or better. Yeah, that's hard to say. So here they are there. There they are on the back side, and I will lightly sand this before I take it to the scroll saw. But yeah, that's the start. I've got to work my way and do everything there. I don't think you want to see me do a whole bunch of holes there. So that's it. I will hopefully see you tomorrow. With that, may the Lord richly bless you. Make it a great day right here at Poppy's Workshop.